What's up, everybody? It's Jeffrey Lyles welcoming you to another edition of Lyles Figure Files. Happy Thursday. We've almost made it. Just one more day to go before we can celebrate and get excited about another weekend. Hopefully, you're enjoying wherever you are right now. Thank you for tuning in as always. While I'm in the thanking mood, let me make sure to thank the ever-growing populace that is the Lyles Figure Files VIP members. That is DJ No Good, Pixelated Poses, David Thanos, Lawson Wallace, John Morrissey, Retro Robo, Vintage Bob, Graham Tuttle, James Green, Nathan William, Robert Hayes, Lefty Two Lions, BK, Blake Tarpley, Jamelin Parks, Henry G, Ryan Daly, Jay Woods, Tom Fit 2018, MOC Turtle, Bro, Vince, and Allen. Thank you all so much, but I realize that I'm slacking because we have more members than I have on here. That's not great. And you think that with a whole week to keep up with all this good stuff, I would do it, but I did not. Also, need to shout out the newest member who joined this time last week, Doom Customs. So thank you all for your help in keeping this channel rocking, rolling, and going stronger every week. I do appreciate it. And while I'm still thanking, let's make sure to also thank our Lyles Figure Files super supporters, Kwame Taylor, John Morrissey, Robert Hayes, Lawson Wallace, Retro Robo, and Ryan Daly. Thank you all so much. And final shout out to everyone who came through last week for the big 500th episode. Thank you so much. It was very cool to celebrate that big episode with all of y'all. So thank you so much. Now let's go into the chat and see what everybody's talking about right now. Oh, Ryan Daly is here. Cool. All right, let's see. Lee 86, I'm starring your comment. This week, I was curious about what collection you might have still in your figure collection in your display where you're like, I probably should not have gotten this line, but we'll get into that soon later on. I'm going to star them right now, so I will give you a shout out just to let you know that I see your comment, and I will respond to it later on. Snake guys, howdy partner, how are you? Did your Rattler arrive? You didn't respond when I hit you up. Kind of collecting. How are you? Tom Finn, what's going on? And Wookie Sasquatch, what's up? Brian P, saving yours as well. David Thanos, what's good, y'all? What's up, David Thanos? Skew Raider, at ease. What's up, Jamelin? It is indeed Figure Files time. What's up, my man? David Thanos, I'm saving yours as well. Woogie Sasquatch, you actually have one of mine as well. What's up, chat? And I'm starring this one. J-Brew, I'm glad to see you're back, my friend. Man, Jablin, let's talk about that right now because y'all know that is top of mind for me right now. Stop looking. No, that's not true. Every night, right before I go to bed, I check to see what the backer count is and trying to estimate just how many of those are going to magically cancel and disappear the next morning. And every night it's getting a little bit closer, like Snake Eyes. No, it's more appropriate to say Luke Skywalker, like he's crawling through the Hoth wasteland, stumbling through. Our Snowcat is almost funded. Right now, James says it's 7,918 backers. Let's see where we are. That is still true. Is an at the moment deal. Oh, so when I checked it last, we were at a whopping 7,917. Maybe we've gotten another backer in the interim here. Let's see. Still 7,918. We are so close. Home stretch. We're less than 100 backers. Finally, from getting the Snowcat knocked off, actually getting all of this. And then we're still a week away. Now, you know what will be fun here next week on Lyles Figure Files, actually doing the final countdown on the Snowcat. Maybe I'll stay up a little bit longer until midnight. Maybe I'll take a little break around 10, but come back around 11:30, like those New Year's Eve rocking specials, and then count it down to see how far we go, because you know we're gonna get this. We're getting this funded. We're almost there. But will we see any of these tiers I feel pretty solid about Lady J. I think her progress, once we get the Snowcat actually funded, I feel like, 2,000 more at that point. Why not? We'll get Lady J. We get our Bielvac battle station. Hopefully that's 12,000. I mean, maybe it'll just be an avalanche appropriately enough. I mean, I got to get my guy Flint too. I mean, I'm going to be devastated, not devastator. Devastated we'll get all these tiers, but we'll see. There's still a lot of time to go. I mean, it's not that ridiculous at this point, is it? We'll see. But I'm optimistic and still hopeful we will get all this stuff for the Snowcat. And then I will have my video. The Taylor from She's All That. And for the rest of you all, I don't know what you were thinking, putting all these crowdfunding projects out at the same time. Why? Let's go back to Hasbro Pulse here, because this doesn't make any sense to me. I mean, we are so close, 7,000. But I know because some of you all in the chat told me in the comments, hey, I'm not backing this. I'm backing the Star Wars Vintage Collection Gunship. And they just waited maybe another month, let everybody's collective wallets take a breath. I feel like, what's this safe, generous number? Let's say half of these 3,000 backers would be backing the Snowcat. I feel like that's a pretty rough estimate, but I mean, at that point, we'd already have the Snowcat funded. If they just waited, I don't understand the deal. It's like sabotage. It's a sabotage. So hopefully, I'll be back next week at 11:59 going, we did it. All the tiers have been funded. We sweated it out. Just like Giant Man, was this 2 years ago now? Where I was like, come on, Giant Man, let's get funded. And then it was like, hey, we got another tier. And that one only had two. We didn't get that. Was it the scroll? Yeah, it was the scroll one. Or was it? Yeah, we didn't get the scroll because we got the dumb zombie one, which, of course, between the two, I preferred the scroll, but we didn't get that. And I felt like we were so close on that one. I felt like Hasbro should have been like, all right, guys, you can get this extra scroll faceplate for $15. Even though the price has already been factored in with HasLab, we'll give it to you. Give it to you for $15. Everybody who backed it, I don't know. Exactly. Come on. What's up, Omega 579? Hey, what's happening? What's up with you, my friend? And I am definitely starting that one. David Thanos. Blake Tarpley. What up, Jeff? What's up, Blake? Happy Thursday. What's up, Figure Files crew? What's up, crew? How we doing? What's new with you, Blake? Maurice Phillip. How are you, Maurice? Good time zone, all. Hopefully yours is doing well also. Hank Day. What's up, Figure Fam? Late, but here. Oh, don't worry. You've got a 15-minute grace period, so you're well within the window. Then we start taking demerits. What's up, Undercover Colton? Hey, Jeff, Figure Files crew. What's up? Decided to just finish my JLA with McFarlane and possibly DC Direct. Found 3 Platinum Hawk Girls. Off to a great start. Is Hawk Girl your first one? Wow. I feel like, well, you can get a pretty solid Batman. He always keeps Batman in rotation. Wonder Woman might be a bit harder. You can get that Silver Age classic Superman. That's almost right exactly there. I would highly recommend getting him. It's a great figure. And then the Flashpoint Flash, Green Lantern. I mean, they've actually done a ton of them and really good figures on that end for sure. So lots of good options. Ryan Daly's here. Greetings from a hotel outside Buffalo, New York. Now, what's brought you up to Buffalo? Are the Bills playing there for their first preseason game, or just happen to be up there? Northern Nomad, suckers! What's up, Fleazy? Just passing through, watching my Eagles tonight. Crash, Eagles, crash! Just joking. I'll catch you on the replay. Go Birds! Well, at least they beat the Chiefs, right? Dark Knight 297. Jeff and the Figure Files crew. What up, party people? What's up, Dark Knight 297? What's up, Roberts? Infinite Realms. What's going on, Jeff? Chilling, Robert. How are you, my friend? Rock and rolling, rock. Make it sweet love. Don't you ever stop. No. Even on the road, Ryan finds a way to get on. Absolutely. Ryan is chilling. Benjamin Wiseman. are you, my wise man? What's up, Benjamin? How are you? JMC. What's up, Jeff and crew? What's up, JMC? How you doing? Blades Harpley. 7 more days. I bet we'll get flooded on the last day. Hopefully. I mean, I have already, because the last few HasLabs, I'm like, I have no idea what I'm doing with my display shelf space. This time I actually do. I know exactly what I'm going to do. So I've got my Rattler set up facing my G.I. Joes, and all of my Joes I have on the top shelf of this 3-shelf thing. It's on the floor, and it's 3 shelves, right? So I've got the Dragonfly, I've got the Rattler facing off on opposite deals there. And it's basically straight and empty. It's just the Rattler, and the Cobra Claw, which just arrived. I think it's still there. If you have not gotten yours, they put them back up today. Maybe they were watching my video and said, hey, more people are probably going to want this now. Just kidding. And so I've got another shelf on the bottom there. The second and third shelves are my Transformers, but I think I have space to move the Transformers just down to the bottom ones, because I'm going to take the G.I. Joes on the second shelf, move the Cobras that are on that other one underneath the Rattler shelf. So I'm going to have 2 Joe shelves, 2 Cobras. The second shelf is going to have the 1985 and 86 series with the Snowcat as the main vehicle. I am so hyped about adding this to my collection. And because I've already got it mapped out exactly where it's going to go, it's like, oh man, I'm going to have to wait a whole year for this thing. But it's going to be really cool and really fun to have that. And shout out to everybody who's already had the idea of putting Mephisto on top of your Snowcat, so we can just have a little bit of the craziest mix ever. He will be the snowball. It'll be the Snowcat in hell. David Thanos, I think it'll fun by Monday. Man, it better be fun tomorrow. It's less than 100. We're almost there. It's like the home stretch. We got to get there. Wookie Sasquatch, it'll fun tomorrow on payday, even though it doesn't bill you right away. And then meet all tiers on the last day. All right, Wookie Sasquatch, I'm holding you to it. King Collector's here. The King is in the building. What's up, y'all? What's up, King Collector? All right, let's see. Blake's kicking us off this week. Yeah. I like that one. Yesterday, got 2 Snake Eyes in one day. Paintball version plus polar bear version. A set of 4 Superman the movie, Spinster 3.75, Kenner style. How about you? So I went to Target specifically so I could report on what I saw at Target today. And the closest, I went to 2, and one of them had a lot more than the other. They had the fresh reset with all the stuff, and they had most of the new WWE figures chilling up there. It's good to actually see some new stuff on that. And I gotta get that Julia Hart, because I feel like she would work for like basically any display, even though I'm going to reference that line later. And but the Marvel front was no Thanos and no Psylocke. And this store had a whole peg full of Breaker figures. He's gone. Just Stalker retro version. And Human Torch. He was the only Fantastic Four member there. Now, I wonder, that's a positive side effect of the movie. More people are actually trying to see this. Let me put this down. And if you can see this here, that Superman that Blake just mentioned, I saw him. The likeness to Christopher Reeve is a little dicey, let's say. And but he was the only one there. I do appreciate the price point on those figures, though. That's very helpful. So I got an email from Hasbro Pulse saying my shipment's out the door. I don't know how many of you all managed to Indiana Jones squeak through and get your San Diego Comic-Con exclusive orders out there, but I was fortunate enough to get the Savage Land pack and the one that I was going to lose sleep over not getting, the Revenge of the Sith 2-pack. And it's interesting. I'm looking over here seeing all the stuff that's sold out. But so let me do this. Over on Pulse right now is all their Comic-Con stuff. Really interesting. Most of these have sold out on their site, which means absolutely nothing. Don't forget, you can still get your pre-order in from Mephisto. This is the made-to-order model. I know a lot of people are going, oh man, they should do this all the time. Well, if you want them to keep doing this, this is the kind of thing to back and support. So they go, oh, people are interested. They do want it. Speaking of things that I do want, I want a Derek and Solila Void Rivals in the classified series scale. The O-ring is like, okay, cool, but I know why they did it to include with this Jetfire, but I also want them to go with my Cobra Law figures that we are getting soon. So hopefully we'll see that. But let's see where we're at. So this is still sold out. And I know so many people are going, Cold Slither sold out. This is embarrassing. This is ridiculous. How are they going to hype this up? But it's not sold out, even though it's still up for pre-order. And let's see, I think this is sold out too. So you can still get Cold Slither. That's great news. And I know some people were like, we are not backing the HasLab because I can't get Cold Slither. And you're not going to have long to wait because it says September 17th. Now, my pre-order or my order for this set, the Savage Land, the Revenge of the Sith set, changed midway through the order and said, well, they're now going to get shipped out on August 20th. And I was like, look at y'all being smart. Let's not compete with the charge for the HasLab. Let's do it after the fact. Then I got another email today and said, hey, good news. Your item is shipping now. So that'll be arriving from Pulse. My big bad toy store pile of loot. It's almost ready. It's knocking like, let me in. But I did get something this week. Haven't opened them up clearly. My Fantastic Four Dragon Man. And I love this old school box. I mean, this is so fun. This is like the Fantastic Four classics lineup. And it's just a nice, cool packaging. But it is kind of weird that we don't have the Ultimate Edition version of the Fantastic Four. Or we don't have basically any Fantastic Four stuff outside of Dragon Man in a year of Fantastic Four movie dropping. I mean, there's a rumor we may see a Mole Man, but it really felt like we could have got another comic book wave or a series of 2-packs. They did that with Thunderbolts. Maybe we could have gotten a few 2-packs of Fantastic Four comic book characters. I know two that make 4. Of course, I'm talking about the Wizard and Trapster. That would have been one for sure. Maybe a new Namor. But yeah, it's really odd that we didn't get that. But those of you who do need him, Marvel Legends is trying to address some of us. Because Dan tweeted earlier today, we're going to see a re-release next week in the fan channel on Amazon of Retro Doctor Doom and Ghost Rider. So that's cool for everybody that missed out on them. And that Doctor Doom is a pretty cool figure. I didn't get it because I really like the one that, you know, the predated this one. But there's a nice, even further retro style. It's got the, it's that collar piece there. But it's a nice looking figure and definitely recommend it if you don't have a good Doctor Doom in your collection. But they're coming soon. All right, let's see what's up with everybody else. What else did y'all get this week? And next week, I want to try to do something different. And no giveaway, but email me between now and next week. And my email address, my last name, Lyle's Movie Files, not this show. It's not Lyle's Figure Files. This is the other one. Lyle's Movie Files at gmail.com. Email me, if you would, what you picked up this week or over the course of, you know, the next 7 days. And I'll show them on the show as opposed to trying to show you and get it focused from my phone. But let me know. All right, back to the chat. Undercover Colton, that polar bear is awesome. Just got Platinum Hawk Girl. Wow, found 3 in a random part of electronics. So I went to a Walmart the other day. Just absolutely nothing there. It's so weird going to the closest Walmart next to me because I know I'm going to be disappointed. I walk in, maybe they'll surprise me this time, and they never do. It's just absolutely nothing there. So disappointing. Wait, Sasquatch. They want them to barely funds. They don't have to make the tiers. King Collector, yeah, they should have waited. It never makes any sense to me. I mean, and I'm not saying, hey, Mattel, wait for Hasbro before you get your turn. I'm talking about Hasbro specifically. I mean, McFarlane's doing his deal, and I think that's already funded. We've got a Mattel thing going, but why do we have 2 HasLabs going at the same time? No sense at all. Blake Tarpley says there's also a really great polar bear from Mythic Legions for those who don't need another Snake Eyes. But you've got to get another Snake Eyes. This is cartoon accurate Snake Eyes. And really, I need them to hurry up and get that version 2 out so I can then get a cartoon color version because I love that cartoon colored look for him. So yeah, we need that one, which means we need a full-on retro version 2 soon. And I was checking out on his tank and they were like, man, they've shown some amazing restraint. And it's true because we've only gotten like 10 Snake Eyes figures. And in Marvel Legend terms, that would be like a slow month for Spider-Man or Wolverine figures. But they've done a decent job. We got paintball Snake Eyes to people now. I think Amazon still has them in stock for right now. But yeah, it's time for version 2. That way we can shift over to version 3. And there's so many more Snake Eyes figure line versions to go with. And we've got a couple of comic book versions as well. So lots they can do. Benjamin says Hasbro must be very concerned about their Q3. I'm thinking it might also be the fact that they're trying not to get gouged by the tariffs. So it might be a unleash the floodgates of stuff we already have so we don't get hit while we have another momentary break in these tariffs. So maybe that's what's going on too. What's up, Henry G? What's going on, Jeff? My Figure Files comrades. I hope you all are having an exquisite week. Man, I love it. So far, it's been pretty good. Just one more day to go. I think it'll be solid. Looking forward to the weekend. Gonna watch some more movies. Do the thing. How about you, my man? G-Brew. I'm not backing either. Cool. I backed Ecto 1, and I already have to figure out where I'm going to put 2 feet of ghost busting glory. And also the Sentinel and the Proton Pack. Oops. Boy, there is an ellipses just on the other side of most people's comments that you all don't see, but it's like I have to be very careful because it'll be like delete user, ban user, put user in timeout. So unless you're doing anything wild, you will not be put in timeout. Hank says they're trying to front run the tariffs. They are. David Thano. Take that. And no baby oil. Wookie Sasquatch, where did you buy the Superman movie figures? I saw them at Target. I don't know. I mean, I think they're all over. So I think Walmart might have them as well. What's up, Doc Avenger? How are you? Undercover Colton. Would totally get a polar bear if I had a use. Not many polar bears in Marvel or DC. Oh, my friend, you are incorrect. Right away, I've got one for you. Let's see. Let's see how effective and efficient that was like the very first one. That never happens. This is me as the Hasbro Marvel Legends team trying to find something on Google. Oh, I won't go with the most popular one. I'll go with this random one. But here you go. Bam. So we got Alpha Flight, Snowbird. She changes into a voila polar bear. I love that she's turning into a polar bear for stealth. Crazy. But there you go. Right away, there's a use for a polar bear for you for your Marvel collection. And you can have Wolverine wandering around in the Alaskan or the Canadian snow and encountering a polar bear and going, hey, bub. I mean, there is no excuse not to get a polar bear. King Later. Yeah, I did think that was weird doing 2 HasLabs at once. I don't remember them doing that before. Yeah, I don't think so either. I feel like they have done one where one closed and then the very next week, here's our new HasLab. So if you're collecting multiple lines, we got you 2 times. Then do man. Now I don't know how it felt for you, but this is very exciting. Graduation in 3 weeks. Seemed like it went by fast. I know you knocked out everything. Are you just cruising now? Are you starting to skip classes because you've got it all squared away or what? Congratulations. 1 million. Nice. I will take it. I'm not even in the K's anymore. I got an M. Trying to turn K's to M's. Yes. How are you, my friend? I'm here with Colton. Zatanna looks absolutely fantastic. When I started collecting line, my most wanted figure was her, specifically with Detective Chimp. Wow. Man, look at McFarlane making dreams into reality. I might actually have that picture where I can very easily get to it. Let's see. Did I move it? I did not. Yay me. All right, so here you go. I hope she looks as fantastic in person. And I hope Detective Chimp has some articulation because, I mean, he really needs arms and elbows. That'd be nice. In waist, I won't even complain if he doesn't have knee articulation, but it'd be really great if he could move his arms and not just be just a little lump of plastic there. And hopefully she's not actually going to be $60 because that would be great. Lefty! Lyles Figure Files, Lyles Movie Files crew squad up. Just got off work. How was it today? And listening on the way home. Hope all of you had a phenomenal week. Mine was pretty good. How about yours? Ryan, based on the last couple classified HasLabs, they probably weren't expecting the Snowcat to not fund it by the time they revealed the gunship. Yeah, I'm with you because they blew by all the tiers so much earlier. I mean, geez, with like 14 days to go, we were like, I mean, we got everything for the Rattler funded. Can we get something else? Same deal with the Dragonfly. This has been, whew, I mean, there's so much speculation about it, but wow, not the best. But we will get it. No, I don't think she has, at least. I haven't seen picture one. Actually, they haven't shown the actual figure picture. They've shown that render from Comic-Con, but we haven't seen like the glamour shot of Zatanna. So she is not up for pre-order. But there is some McFarlane stuff for those of you who do want to get something. So you're not feeling left out and Todd is not feeling like y'all don't love him anymore. You can absolutely get these guys will be going up for pre-order. I will have them popping up on my affiliates, Amazon and Entertainment Earth tomorrow. The Mortal Kombat line, classic, of course. So we got Liu Kang. Hopefully he wins. We got him. We also have Katana showing up, and I feel like there's going to be so many Storm Collectible fans who got the early round of Mortal Kombat figures, got teased with a Katana Melina, and are going to go, yes, finally, because I figured these are going to scale just fine with the Storm Collectible figures. Pretty comparable articulation. So there you go. Then we got this guy, Sub-Zero wins. And he also comes in a 2-pack with Melina. So you've got that going for you. And Scorpion, who apparently I forgot to take a picture of or take the picture of. And so there you go. We got all of them coming out tomorrow for pre-order. I got y'all on the links. 17.2 Nate, what's up? It should have dropped on the 1st of June. Yeah, when they started Yojo June, that probably would be something they should do. And it was just weird. There's all kinds of things where it's like, all right, let's break down what went wrong here. And I know I'm going to be the absolute first person on YouTube to talk about what went wrong. But I really think there are a few things, not even Monday morning. It is Sunday afternoon. Why did you wait till the end when you knew there's another HasLab that's going to run in the same cycle? Because it's like, it's great if that works, but if it doesn't, then the obvious thing, wait for one HasLab before you go to another one. 2, start off your Yojo June with the big deal. You don't need to ramp up to that, because you can get people hyped up and excited. You can show some more stuff. Maybe got more time to get a render of Iceberg and any other complimentary figures that people are complaining are not included. So maybe ideally the first week of Yojo June, we debut the HasLab. And then week 4, we're rolling out figures that we can see that go along with it. You know, there is so much second guessing on this thing, but hopefully it won't matter in the end. And we'll go, it doesn't even matter. Yeah, the McFarlane stuff goes fast. Benjamin goes, Jeffrey, put the Transformers higher on the shelf since they're less likely to fall. Unless you're Optimus Prime. They're actually pretty solid, like wherever I have them. So they're good. I've got the Masterpiece on one shelf and I've got the Studio Series on another, but they're solid. I actually never have to worry about the Transformers falling. They are very good on that. Hank Day. So if we get the Snowcat, it's highly likely we'll get the rest of the Tiger Force vehicles because it looks like they'll repaint them. What do you guys think? Hank, I think that would put them in a really, really weird position if they put a HasLab out even if it is in Tiger Force colors, because we got the Tiger Force Rattler and the Snowcat. I don't know. That seems like it'd be really dicey for people who back the original looks for these things to then have a variant coming out that's maybe $100 cheaper, no tiers, of course, maybe not even figures. I don't know. I think they would be rolling the dice kind of wild with that. What do you all think, chat? Good. Very good. Ski Raider. It will melt and flow with a Jeffrey Lyles Figure Files crew led avalanche like that ice in the 5-part episode when they're ice skating. Listen, so I was maneuvering around a few things to take some shots of my Cobra Claw, and I found my 25th anniversary DVD box sets versions of the Mass Device, the Weather Dominator. And I was like, I could take the Energy Core and use that. And of course, I have the Joes and Parkas. If only there was a HasLab that had the Joes and Parkas. Oh, wait, there is one. I'm going to figure out a way to create a massive snow rink and take that Energy Core, because I think from a distance it'll work relatively well enough. It'll scale well enough. It just have Spirit, Gung Ho, Shipwreck, Flint, Lady J, and Snowjob out there going against Destro, Major Blood, Firefly, Storm Shadow. We are even. When next we meet, we will meet as enemies. And then Baroness and the Rattler, of course, and then Zartan and the Dreadnoks on their bikes that I still need from Hasbro. I mean, that line is so exciting to me because there's so many different ways they could go. But until we get a classified series Weather Dominator with the core components of it, I'll have to make do with the 25th anniversary parts. But man, yes, I absolutely want to do that. It's funny that you mentioned that. G.I. Joe Marvel World. Hello, everyone. How are you tonight? Hope you're having a great week. Then Doom got Jada Toy Street Fighter, Vega, and Dragon Man. Dig both. Yes, Vega is now available to grab. Where is he? Because I did have a window open for him. That I was prepared for. Yay me. Yeah, and my pile of loot is ready. I'm trying to think. Do I want to just go ahead and throw Vega in there? Kind of feel like I should. I mean, I've got 3 of the 4 bosses of Shadow Lu there. Oh man, Superman just fell over. That's not great. But yeah, this Vega figure looks sweet. I love those colors. And he absolutely is a must-have. I just opened up my Blanco figure. I told y'all last week I was really hoping I was going to be able to add some more to my Street Fighter display behind me. Yes. And yeah, so he's there over on the photo booth, but he's not on the shelf. Soon, though. So far, he's pretty fun. Undercover Colton. My target, surprisingly, still had 3 Psylocke 2-packs last time I went. And mine have had 0. It's like the app was actually correct. They don't have them. JoJo Marvel World. I've hit 2 Walmarts today looking for those crystal balls. Yeah, phrasing is very important there. Yeah, or you could even say a pair of those crystal balls. It is so funny because seeing this amazing shot that my buddy. Oh man, why not have it? Let me just do this. Preternia posted. It was like, what is this? This is incredible. Where is this place? This is where I need my Walmart to look like, but it will not. Absolutely will not, under any circumstances. Where did it go? That's funny. I felt like I saw this picture. Oh, there it is. This is insane. Like, this is a Walmart that actually knows how to stock. What is this? I mean, look at, we've got Transformers, we've got Star Wars, and we got Transformers going all the way down here. We got G.I. Joes, including multiple crystal balls. Not paper dolls, crystal ball. We got the Firefighter, we've got the Stingers, and I think that's $80 there. We've got the Night Force pack, Law and Order. Who's driving? Retro Cobra Trooper, Retro Jolly J. Jonah Jameson, that awesome Rhino, the Omega Red and War Machine. We got the Thunderbolts. We got Fantastic Four. We got Ghost Spider. I mean, what is this? And then here's another shot of all the Star Wars stuff. So I'm like, man, we got multiple stormtroopers on a shelf. This is wild. And my guy Todd is like, "Yo, is it Christmas time? It's not even July anymore. It's crazy." Of course, my stores have absolutely nothing like that. That's not even a reality for my stores. Undercover Colton says, "My area doesn't have a scalper problem. It's just the store employees being too lazy to put figures out." I wonder if figures in the toy section is a very low priority for Walmart. Because in Target, I've gone there and seen like a team of workers. So when they did this latest reset, and some of my stores are a little bit slower than others in terms of actually resetting everything and changing up a little bit, they're just putting the stuff where they were, just new figures. But I saw like 4 or 5 team members in the toy section just unboxing stuff, putting the stuff up. So I don't know. Excuse me, they don't have a dedicated toy associate where you can just call and he'll find everything for you, or she'll find everything for you. But Walmart never seems to have anyone in the toy section. And anytime I go by, like it doesn't matter if it's the morning, the evening, or late at night. But at Target, I definitely see it. So I wonder what's going on there. Omega 579. I wonder how many sales HasLab lost because of Pulse payment problems. Problems? What are the problems that are stopping people from getting it? I will continue to say that one way that they could ensure a higher total of backers for these deals is to put a pre-order system set up where you have to make 3 or 4 deposits into your HasLab. You pay, or if you just pay half of it now and then the half later. And yeah, I feel like if people could go, cool, I'll put down 150 right now, or what is that, 175? Yeah, probably 175. I'll put that down now. No figure, no vehicle, but when it comes, then I'll pay that 170, as opposed to being out 345 with nothing to show for it. I mean, it's cool just getting a figure in the mail in a big honking box, and it's like, what is this? Yes, sir, Mr. FedEx man. I will sign for it, but otherwise, it's yeah, man. I feel like that's definitely something they could explore. I mean, Sideshow does it all the time. Why can't they? What's up, Easy Reader? How are you tonight? Wiki Sasquatch wants to know. Only 13 likes so far? Hit that like button, people. Thank you. I appreciate it. Brian P. God Dragon Man, haven't opened them yet. Same. Along with NECA Jack Skellington, probably the only one left in Georgia, and my Fantastic Four She-Hulk arrived today. Also, the Savage Comic Con set has left the building. Yeah. So I've got that too. I've got my Fantastic Four She-Hulk, and I've got Chewbacca shipped. For whatever reason, Dash, Rendar, and Han Solo, which I placed at the same time, have not processed yet. But I'm fine with them waiting because it's like, slowly roll there, Pulse. Just wait until after the HasLab. Then we can start. Hey, this thing that you wanted that we said was going to get here in November, it's coming tomorrow. Get ready. Ryan Daly, I would jump on that Void Rival set, except I already have a Jet Skyfire. Yeah, I think there was that to it as well. Vin Doom. Also, with that McFarlane QL for Kingdom Come Superman, I was selected to get a chance to purchase him. And you know I did. Nice. That's the one with the red smoky fog deal. That's pretty cool. Benjamin, I lucked out that the only Comic Con exclusive I wanted was the Ecto Glow figures, and they're still there, right? David Thanos, shout out to Jalen for the clear Cena from the Vault Series 6 Hammond. Love the Rob Van Dam Retro Joes from Big Bad Toy Store came in. Man, that Flint is a disappointment. Ugh. I know the card art was, but what's wrong with Flint? You are crushing my hopes and dreams now, figure wise. Cole Slither comes in tomorrow. Oh, I must know. Please tell me what happened with my guy, Flint. Hank Day. Sick Dragon Man, Jeffrey. Thank you. I mean, I can't wait to open this bad boy up. It's going to be a lot of fun. Maurice, this is one of the heaviest weeks for hauls that I've had, and I don't know how long. Toppin, I just happened to roll over in bed Sunday morning. Rain is falling. It's 6:45 a.m. Eastern time. Checked my iPad and was able to order this Savage Land set, but I'm not holding my breath until it ships. Yeah, I mean, like my account had the Comic-Con exclusives pending for I want to say about 4 or 5 days. When it vanished, I was like, oh. I checked my email to get the dreaded, we've canceled your order. Didn't get that. And I was like, okay. And then I saw that they had changed it to a pre-order. It's coming on the 20th. Then I got the email. It's actually coming right now, player. Get ready. And now it's back on my account. So we'll see where it actually goes out. Doc Avenger finally bought some stormtroopers from a Black Series. Star Wars now have to get a Palpatine. You absolutely do. Palpatine's a great figure, by the way. Where did you get your stormtroopers from? Or did your Walmart actually have this amazing setup with stormtroopers there for you, or what? Brian P. Still need a red ghost in Super 8. Yeah, that was. I won't say anything further for anyone who has not watched certain movies, but it's right there. Henry G. Oh man, your two Cobra Claws. Please tell me you did not get them from Hasbro Pulse. Cold Slither set, Dragon Man, Transformers, Age of the Prime, Walmart Sideways, Transformers Legacy, United Nova Prime. I didn't even know that was a thing. Ultimate Edition, Stone Cold Steve Austin, Legends, Crossbones, Madam Mask 2-pack. Oh, wait, there's more. Game Reverse Kingpin, Transformers 1, Sentinel Prime, Transformers, Age of the Prime, Alchemist Prime. Alchemist. Oh, wait, is there another one? Oh, I think that's it. What's your favorite one? G-Brew. I got my Fantastic Four She-Hulk, Retro Card Cover Girl, Slayers, Rain and Blood on Vinyl, 112 scale guitars, bass guitars and amps, Vampirella books, Gen X book, and various other books. Nice. Ryan Dale, I think I read that too. I think there's a rumor that the Build-A-Figure Super Scroll is getting released as a deluxe. Finally. I wish they would release some more of those regular scrolls. It's such a jip only being able to buy 5 because it's like, if anything of the bad guys I would army build until I could not force any more shelf space, it'd have been the scrolls. And I don't know like Hydra and AIM are cool, but the scrolls are great figures. We still need some Kree to fight them, by the way. I'm sure they forgot about it. What up, Retro Robo? How are you? Look at Sasquatch. Cold Slither is a nice set. I got mine, but I haven't got my Savage Land set yet. But they build and ship. Got Dragon Man today. He's heavy. Yeah, he really is. Another heavy set is that Grim Knight Killer Croc 2-pack from McFarlane. I picked it up because I was trying to do a price check. And I was like, this thing is so heavy. He's like LJN heavy and like would give you a concussion if someone threw that Killer Croc at you. I don't think he's going to topple over too easily, though. Maurice, definitely want the Retro Doom. Not the only Retro Fantastic figure I'd be missing. Oof. Let's rewind and read that properly now. Now the only Retro Fantastic Four figure I'd be missing is the Unpowered Johnny Storm. Was he not at Ollie's? I'm trying to remember. I know you might not see Ollie's where you are. I felt like he was there too. David Thanos, love the Night Cover Girl figure. She looks amazing. One of the best head scans they've done. Yeah, she does look cool. It is figure files time. Michael Solis, how are you tonight? Big Little Collectibles. Happy Thursday, y'all. How's everyone doing? Awesome. How are you? Undercover Colton. So the way my Walmart is set up, or the closest one, I have to walk past the electronics to go to the figure section. So I always do that little detour. I'm trying to think what they had. They had most of the original Super Friends wave. They had Luther, Sinestro. Who else was in that wave? And they did not have a regular version of Batman. But I guess they had a Superman Red. You found your store Superman in cap completely untouched because nobody knew it was back there until a while later. That's wild. You would think they would want to sell stuff, right? Hasbro has done this before. They don't learn. Laura A. Saw a lone Psylocke Thanos Tuesday night and was going to pick it up for you. I appreciate the thought, but notice the tape was cut. Plastic ties gone, and some hands accessories not on the tray. At least one hand was rattling, but too risky. I appreciate you looking out for me. This is so weird with the things that people steal. It's like, why would you take this when the more valuable part you're leaving in here? Crazy, but appreciate you looking out. JoJo Marvel World. Once I get past this HasLab, I need to get that polar bear next. It's a really cool looking set. What's up, George Savory? What up, Jeff? Fingers crossed. I hope we get a Night Raven next year. Well, we probably won't get a Night Raven next year. I'm trying to think. Maybe the day after the HasLab completes, fully funded, I'll do a video looking at the possible Cobra options because we've got a ground one with the hiss. We've got the Rattler for the air. They need a sea vehicle. We also need a sea vehicle for the Joes. Maybe a Devilfish could be the complementary retail or Hasbro Pulse vehicle. But we definitely need to get to sea. I mean, we got land and sea. Well, we got land and air. We need our sea. And I'm trying to think what would make the most sense for that. I mean, it would not be the water moccasin. That's something they could get out to us via Pulse. I'm trying to think what would make for a good. I mean, a hydrofoil may be a little bit much to ask for, but we'll see. There are lots of options, and hopefully they take the lessons they learned this time and go for it with that. The Duke, I am saving your comment for later, but I will definitely make sure to put that up there. Benjamin, it's a sweet polar bear, but I have to agree the Mythic Legions one was worth a little extra. How much extra was it? King Collector. Undercover cult, that's what I'm always afraid of in Walmart, thinking there may be some wallet figures tucked away randomly somewhere I don't know about in the store. Yeah, or there's like the trap door or the secret panel you have to press the wall specifically with a Walmart employee's hand so you can get in and like, oh, here are all the figures. Only were that easy. I feel like that would definitely be something that Wolverine would do. Right. There's a DC Comics Presents issue where Black Canary encountered a polar bear on her way walking to the Fortress of Solitude. She judo flipped the bear. Superman saved it. Black Canary is a G, man. Was she wearing a coat at least? Because her outfit is the least likely to see out by the Fortress of Solitude. Henry G. Good old Amazon just delivered my Mass Device polar bear and snake eyes. Unfortunately, delivered it to my office and left outside after hours. I'm doing this for you too. It's there in the morning. How far is work from you? Benjamin. They did 3 HasLabs at once. Sky Striker, Proton Pack, Rancor. That worked out really well for at least one of those HasLabs. Gee, if only they learned their lesson. Maurice. I got Retro Green Goblin, David Xanatos, Gatchaman June, Ramen Rev 03, Retro Viper, Rom. Rom is a great figure. Finally opened him. Black Cat Tony the Tiger. Great. Classified Breaker, Jinx and Helix, Figure Obscura, Father Christmas, Sweet Christmas, and Lothar. Very cool. That's a fun mix of stuff you got there. What's your favorite one? Yeah, man. I've seen the figures in the garden section too, King Collector. Doc Avenger. Got my Cobra Claws. How many did you get? Dragon Man on the way. Waiting on Fantastic Four She-Hulk. Yeah, so the real question is, are we going to have Ben on one side and then Jennifer on the other? G-Brew. Also got the Madam Mass 2-pack. What do you think of that one? Oh, man. And still more to come, Maurice. Is that a bunch of stuff you got coming? Northern Nomad. I like the Cape Blue costume version of Zatanna and the pull a rabbit out of top hat version. It was funny because it seems like that version would be a lot easier to make than the top hat. Do we want to paint the fishnets? Or, I mean, it just seems like it'd be way easier to do that one. Because, I mean, she could theoretically use a lot of stuff that from any other female figure he's done so far. It is weird. Ben Doom, I can't wait till McFarlane releases that static figure they showed from the comics in his original costume from Milestone. I'm trying to remember. Did they say we are going to see him with the trench coat? Let's see. Did I still keep that one up too? Yes. No. Let's see. Yes, I did. Nice. No trench coat, but didn't always put the accessories with everything there. We got a scarecrow, a little juiced up there, and we've got Starman, which I think is so cool to get. Got backgrounder classic look, Hush Riddler, which is fine because we got the classic cool version of him already. I mean, this is a nice round of figures there. So McFarlane doesn't have much time left, but it is absolutely going out with a bang. What we're going to see from them in the next few months, very, very exciting. Let's do this while I'm thinking about it. All right, let's see here. And then Michael Solis. Walmart Target has sales everywhere. Walmart? I didn't spend more than $15 on anything NECA, Shredder, NECA Megan, and McFarlane New 52 Superman. Wow. That's a crazy sale. What was going on? Lone Dragon, I have alerts on and click notify me when this popped up in my feed earlier. Still no notification. Man, I'm trying to think if I've ever gotten a notification from Walmart or Target when something's actually in stock. Because Target will at least go, hey, dude, sorry, we're sleeping. But that thing you wanted, it was up a few hours ago. Maybe you could check, maybe it's still there. And of course, it's not there. And it's like, well, at least you tried. Pixelated Poses, what's going on? This week's haul, Studio Series 86 Ultra Magnus. He's in my pile of loot. He's coming soon. Comic-Con Dawson and Savage Land 3-pack. Excuse me, very nice. What is your favorite of those? And you've got lots of options on that one to choose from. Lone Dragon, Cold Slither will be joining me soon. Saturday. Very cool. Doc Avenger, they should have re-released Arctic Bats. Yes, they absolutely should have. Still waiting on mine from Big Bad Toy Store, and they should have done a display with the Snow Servants, Martian on the Snowcat. Yeah, good call on that one too. It was weird because it felt like the Snowcat presentation was a lot smaller than we've seen from some other ones. Because it's like they had to put the tiers on a whole other shelf as opposed to a whole big sprawling display with everything out there. Because they have enough snow stuff that they could have. Maybe they don't have a snow job figure either. But yeah, they could have put some more stuff out there. Nothing really matters. Nothing really matters to me. Sorry. Jamelin. Man, Jeff, so many things this week. 2 Praetorian Raves, 2 Praetorian Furies, and a chrome helmeted Steel Brigade from Valiverse, Nightwing, Monarch, and Spoiler, animated Ra's al Ghul, Kite Man. That's right. I keep forgetting Kite Man is out. Golden Age Wonder Woman, Shayna, Rogue, and Ron, Dragon Man, and Cold Slither join me. Oh, and as many have already know, I finally wrestled my glorious Rattler for the clutches of the evil FedEx. Yeah, they're the ones determined to rule the world. So, did you put it together and open it up? What did you think? And what do you think about Golden Age Wonder Woman? Because it looked like she's a little too tall, and I was like, darn it. The Justice Society's secretary won't really fit in too well. I mean, she's towering over everyone on the shelf. We'll see. Laurie, part of me thinks the classified team intentionally didn't go the ruthless business route and bulldoze over Ramen Toys offering. I'm not mad. Ace team didn't suffer as a result. Just think HasLab tank would all the way up. Well, I mean, of course, there's no reason they can't do a tank later. Lone Dragon, I put the heaviest figures on the top shelf. Nothing beats a Mega Colossal T-Rex landing on your head. That sounds great. Jajo Marvel, if they re-release a Hiss, I believe they said it wouldn't even have working treads. Yeah. I do think that's still dicey. Now, I don't know. It's a weird thing, and maybe it's because I backed all the classified series HasLabs. Because I definitely feel like Wild Bill is a character who's important from the cartoon perspective, where you don't necessarily have to have the dragonfly, in which case they should put out a retro version in cartoon colors, or maybe just, totally redesign his outfit. I don't know. But I do feel like the his tank is an important vehicle, and it's certainly one where if you could get it cheaper, where the masses could just army build it and get like 3 or 4, that would be awesome. I wonder how that would fly with the people who backed it. Well, Sasquatch. The dragonfly and the ghost overlapped in kind of the same way, but not by as much as these overlap. And it's probably like Ryan said, the dragonfly is probably already funded by the time the ghost showed up. Skew Raider. Yes, set it up, Loud's Favorite Files. Duarte Studios may have to check out making that, maybe? Making what? Oh, man. Oh, the Weather Dominator and Mass Device. Yeah, that'd be awesome. King Letter. That ghost is probably the best HasLab. That thing is awesome. Did it get all? I think it got all the tiers too. Aaron Easton, what's up, Aaron? If McFarlane Mortal Kombat line takes off, Storm Collectibles will swoop in with a new and improved 110 skills. Man, I hope so, because there were so many cool characters that they did not get to. And it's like, ugh. And I wouldn't be upset if we got Storm Arena versions of them either. Documented passing on Cold Slither. Don't really need it. Hank Day. Yo, that Walmart is from Earth. Absolutely. Man, yeah, for sure. Robert, I got She-Hulk and Fantastic Four outfit, Ultimate Iron Man, Action Force, Praetorian Fury, From the Vault, Nash, Sweet Hall, and Cactus Jack. Bang, bang. What's your favorite? Jamelin, I do think they're being fairly chill on that front. They haven't mentioned anyone by name, but they've alluded to Indian third-party creator making wonderful stuff that pairs with classified. Yeah, I mean, it feels like that makes sense because there's gonna be like the diehards anyway who are gonna buy the G.I. Joe versions of it, and then the people who are like, yeah, I can't wait. I'm gonna buy it right now. And if Hasbro gets around to it, great. If not, I've got a cool version anyway. So yeah, I think that works for them. Yeah, pixelated poses. That is, yeah, it's just too far for me to get to, but that is a crazy scene over there. Might be AI generated. What's up, Chris? When did Rhino get reissued? I think there's a whole bunch of them. Let me check one other place really fast. But it's like a bunch of stuff that they typically have out there. And that's the thing with them. They will put things back out in rotation. I love to see the Cabal 3-pack put back in rotation because kind of waiting on it. And it's like, what is going on here? Let's see. So go to it real fast. So my buddy Preternia posted this. So we're going to see not only Rhino and J. Jonah Jameson, we're going to see the Sandman reissued and the Cyber Spider-Man. So they're going to come back out there as well. See Ghost Rider and Dr. Doom August 12th. So that is next Tuesday. The Gambit and Rogue X-Men 97 2-pack is coming out on that Thursday. And then the last week, no, the 20th. Okay, cool. We'll be getting the Storm and Wolverine 2-pack. And that's going to be a Pulse exclusive too. So there you go. So more than just Rhino. Lawson, in the words of Jack Burton, relax. I'm here. Welcome to the party, man. Let me see if Walmart actually has this stuff up here. I'm very curious what we're going to see. Maybe they'll actually have them up on their website so we can see if indeed anything will come out of this futile search. All right, so they've got the X-Men 97. Oh, okay. Well, some of them are reasonably priced. What's up with Cable and Sunspot going up a few more dollars? Not a great price for Ben. Wolverine's at lows in price. Prowler has been cheaper. We've seen him on sale big time. And Ghost Spider, boy, let's see. He was one of those figures you saw. Here's maybe not this Rhino. Let's Let's see here real fast if he'll show up. Oh, pickup is not available, and neither is delivery. Okay, let's try this Ghost Spider. He is one of those figures that is showing up. Not available, not available. Well, that was futile and a waste of time. So, I don't know what to tell you on that. I was hoping to get some information, but they have the whole listing for Rhino, and I guess you're just gonna have to stalk your Walmart stores to find them. Jibber, last time my Walmart looked like that, it was 2009. Yeah. Laurie, Dog Avenger, I pre-ordered 2 sets and begin wondering which WWE female head sculpts could pass as bases for Gemini hologram customs. There you go. Ski Ritter, give us more time to pay HasLab, Jeffrey. Facts. Yeah, I mean, and shop, pay, affirm payment parts. Absolutely. Lawson, my Jerry the King Lawler puppies arrived from Walmart and the box was trashed. No pattern at all. Yep, my figure box was crushed in 2 corners. Figures undamaged though. Hit up Walmart and tell them this is unacceptable. I want to speak to your manager, sir. They may hook you up with something later. This is why the feds need to cut rates so we can afford more toys. They need to do a bunch. Job battle. What's up, my friend? Mr. Lyles. What's up, my pal? And hello, fellow collectors. How's the evening going, everyone? It's going good, John. How are you, my friend? Lawson got the Savage Land 3-pack today. Very cool. What's up, my friend? How about you? What's new on your end? Yeah, Flint's card art looks trash. Judge of Marvel World was shocked to see Cobra Claws back in stock. I mean, it was absolutely one of those deals where it doesn't make a lot of sense for them to have something available for a brief window and never have it back available for people. Because, I mean, the timing for it could have been wrong for people. It's not like it's a super expensive thing. It's like buying 2 figures, basically. So they need to have it in stock for a while after that initial sellout pre-order shipment got allotted to everybody. Now everyone should get a fair shot, and hopefully those who like it can get more than 1 or 3. Okay, good deal. Omega 579 says Pulse has a payment problem where some people cannot check out with credit debit cards and only PayPal works. I had this problem which caused my account to be suspended as bot activity. I think there is a workaround for it. Are you using the app or are you using your phone to do it? Or are you doing it on a desktop or using the app? What's up, Rick Cage? Good evening, all. Look out there now. Search out for the type that you better believe it. That thing was like whoosh yesterday and earlier today, but I was excited. I was almost going to get my barber a hug. Thank you so much. But yeah, thanks for noticing. So now, guys, and I'll try to get some pictures. Nice. We got to see the pictures of everybody who gets a HasLab giveaway. We got to have that. So it's like, this was real. It's not a hoax, not an imaginary story. So yeah, glad to hear you got it. No, he's not, at least from Pulse. He and Han Solo are still awaiting to come out. Big Bad Toy Store. Okay. That's comforting. David Thanos. Flint was one of those high expectation figures and he under-delivered. The card art and something about that head scan doesn't scream Flint. That's why we got to get this Snowcat one. That head sculpt looks like it's the best version of Flint. And, I mean, actually, their renders are pretty close to what we actually see with the figure. But the second they showed that, I was like, well, that's the best head sculpt we've ever seen for a Flint figure. So hopefully we can get that. How's the rest of it? I knew that card art was atrocious from the second they showed it. But how's the rest? You know, the colors, the articulation, how's he moving, all that good stuff. Yep. Not at my store, though. Lawson. I got Grimlock and Wheelie today, too. Very good. Congratulations. Harry G. Dragon Man, hands down, is the week. Top of the list. Is this week's top of the list. Very cool. I'm glad to hear that so I can rush him to the review queue. Lawson, I got Dragon Man this week, too. He's a big chunk of awesome plastic. Nice. Lawson. I got my Savage Land, but not Cold Slither yet. Inverse from Jeffrey. I also got Batwing from McFarlane this week. 2.0 Batwing. I pre-ordered the NECA Terminator figure from Big Bad. Yes, that figure looks really cool. He's also available from my affiliate, Entertainment Earth. They've got him up ready for you to pre-order as well. All of these accessories is like, yes. Can we hope for a Reese? Because that'd be great. I mean, this is such a dope figure. I mean, this is I'm coming for you, Sarah Connor. And we got the scissors. That's like, oh man, it's the absolute creepiest, but a really good likeness too. So yeah, I gotta grab this one. And hopefully a Kyle Reese later. Matt LaPresti, what's up, Matt? I'm starring your comment. I'm about to get to the answer for a question. But and Matt, I'm gonna give yours the star as well. And Ryan, thank you for coming through. I'm gonna star yours. Jibber is being yelled at by a tiny black cat. Which one? John Battle, my 2 Walmart locations haven't even restocked the regular stuff. It is sad to see all the empty retailer space. I mean, what purpose does it serve them to have nothing on the shelves? The little collectibles, the No Man's Land Batman from McFarlane Toys was delivered today. Going to unbox it when I get home from work. Nice. Man, you got a long shift at work. Or are you on the West Coast? Big Little Collectibles. Lawson, ordered the Ric Flair figure this week. The one with the woo face. Pink robes. Nice. Jamelin, we all know what two C vehicles they should do. The Murray and the Whale. Note the period at the end. So noted. Man, you think I'm excited about the Snowcat. If they show a whale, I might do a video a day going, back the whale. Oh, man. Definitely. Exactly, Retro Robo. Got to get the whale. DJ said it. Not necessarily idea, but that MCU Yawn Raw could work as a passable Kree army builder. I thought about that. But the MCU style is very distinct from the comic book version. It's like it didn't quite match up well enough for me. But yeah, it does work to a degree. I've seen them pose them up, like in some people's displays. Mythic Legion's Polar Bear was 80. Yeah. Does the Mythic Legions one also have another figure, or is it just like one polar bear in that set? Maurice, forgot to include the Graveyard Skeletons, Chamber, and Photon in this week's hauls. Nice. Documentary. Speaking of Sky Striker, do you think they'll do Ace and deal with another Sky Striker or a Conquest? I mean, if you're gonna do Ace, you gotta put him with a Sky Striker. And the Conquest, which pilot came with that one? That was Slipstream, right? Yeah, I mean, Ace and the Sky Striker are one of those vehicle figure. They're too synonymous to break apart, like Vamp and the Clutch. I would say Steeler and the Mobat. Cutter and the Whale, Deep Six and the Shark, Copperhead and the Water Moccasin, Toll Booth and the Bridge Leia. But yeah, I mean, CoverGirl didn't really use the Wolverine too much in the cartoon, so I can understand there being a gap with people associating that with her. But yeah, we really, really, really. I mean, I don't feel like since we got the Rattler, the Sky Striker's outside the realm of possibilities. It doesn't need to be that much bigger and wider than the Dragonfly. I think they can keep it relatively the same scale as the Rattler. I think we'll be okay with that. Lawson have 2 Cobra Claws. That said, I need another one. There is a better number to have. Absolutely. One Batman and Star Batman. The Batman. I want Batgirl and Starman. Nice. Brian, he's been juicing pretty regularly now on that Venom. Been doing Star and yours too. George, did you find Retro Rhinos yet? No, but I haven't. The one Walmart that I went to, I basically knew it was going to be a waste of my time. Now there's another one that's pretty good. The only problem is There are like 2 good Walmarts, and if everyone's already hit up the one of those 2, the one that's closest to me, might be a waste of time. Lawson, Javier picked up another Jean Grey because she's the only Legends figure my Target has, other than a movie Spider-Man figure. Yeah, I feel like that's the case at mine too. Notification. Oh, let me go back on Dragon. Let me see if I can find what she said originally. I cannot find it, but that's weird because I try. I need to do better at this. Doing them earlier in the day so it can work its way to notifying everyone. I'm going to keep working on that. But every week, unless there is an emergency or something's come up, which I'll make sure to post at least an hour beforehand, I'm here every Thursday at 8:05 and every Wednesday at 8:05 as well. I have no doubt they're going to be fine, Lawson. Bro, I've had some fun with the Madam Mask Crossbones 2-pack. I had to give him Valiverse guns though, because I hate the Legends guns. Okay. What's wrong with the Legends guns? Lawson, I really felt like we should have gotten a re-release of Snow Job already. He would have made so much sense that I'm still amazed that they didn't have him set to go time with the Snowcat. Maybe if they show him like a special reveal on Tuesday, even if it's just a render, we've got retro Snow Job coming. I feel like that would help a lot. Maybe that would push it another couple thousand and get us that Lady J really easily. Bro, I saw Kite Man and Target the other day. No, Mr. Miracle though. I didn't think he was supposed to be up until October. That's crazy. Oh man. Been doing forgot I got Kite Man. Heck yeah. Nice. Jamlin, Wonder Woman is beautiful. I made peace with multiverse scaling issues. They are going to suddenly get it right now. That is true. I'm trying to think what her deal is because she shouldn't be like a Wonder Woman scale anyway, and her boots should be different, right? Henry G. Hey Jeff, Snowcat is definitely going to fun, but it is a disappointment if it doesn't hit the tiers. Personally, I wanted Jay and Flint in their parkas. Me too. I mean, geez, how much more fun would that have been to have them in their parkas? Lawson, best HasLab ever, in my opinion, is the Galactus HasLab, the greatest payoff I've seen. We did have that Doomhead, which felt like a real waste of time when he could have thrown in another Herald. He was a pretty good HasLab, though. Jamlin, I opened my Rattler and handled it. I'm in the process of packing things up, so I won't be assembling them for a while. What did you think of it, though, in hand? Aaron Easton, Snowcat made fun during the stream. 64 to go and counting. I feel like we should have a big celebration if it does fund while I'm still doing the show. What should we do? This is exciting though. Can it make it before we wrap it up? There you go. 7,938 backers. Man, this is so ridiculous. Let's just push it over already. Come on, Snowcat. You can fund. George, Hasbro should do a Transformers Judge or Classified HasLab or crowdfund project. I would take a 112 scale G1 Optimus Prime. It does feel like that is something where, would you be okay with your 112 scale Prime not transforming? Because we've got that gray synergy going on right now with the Energon universe. Would that work, or would you want your Transformer to transform? Because I feel like that's when it starts getting expensive. I don't know. Well, I think one of those deals is Transformers. Their HasLabs always sell through. G.I. Joe HasLabs always fun. So they would kind of cut themselves off from getting 2 sales and just having one. I don't know. I think that would be fun though. David Thanos, man on a mission. I'm going to hit up a ton of Walmarts this weekend to see if any of them have put all that stuff out. Let us know if they do a live stream. Like, yo, I'm here with this amazing Walmart. It is serious out here, isn't it? Maurice, J. Jonah Jameson and Rhino are definite ones. Not sure about Sandman. The Storm and Mystique being Target exclusives is highly annoying to me. Hopefully I can find alternative sites for them. Because your situation is you're not able to get stuff from Target. Is that what it was? I'm trying to remember. Because I remember all the gnashing of teeth when that Jean Grey was sold out and people were like, this is ridiculous. And just as a reminder, never panic about the Target exclusives, except for Psylocke and Thanos. But you see here, got that Wolverine. He's the pre-orders are sold out. Okay, sure, Beavis. And we got this Professor X, the first one of this X-Men theme, Target exclusive. He's on clearance. You might have actually seen him cheaper. Even on their website, he's $17.49. So you can do that. No problem. Jean Grey. Oh man, she sold out, but she's here. No problem. Let's see what else. Neil Rom, he's been harder to find there. And Miles finally went down to $19.99. What that means he's actually going to be cheaper in the stores now. So I feel like, yeah, they have their initial challenges, but they will all show up on Target's website again, except for that 2-pack of Thanos and Psylocke, which I don't understand what happened on their online deal for it, but maybe later on we'll see it. Who knows? All right, let's see where we're going here. Lawson, I'm starting to not be able to afford this hobby even more now. Brian P, that $100 Rhino on the Walmart site of, oh yeah, I know. Yeah, they don't have their new listing with their re-release up yet. Hey, Lawson, clearly, I mean, if the AI computers are doing it, you can do it even better. King Electric, yeah, Star Collectibles blew it with Mortal Kombat by not finishing the line. They had so much time. They did so much time. I can't trust them to finish anything. That G-Force line is a classic. Man, I knew they weren't going to finish them. It is so frustrating because that is one where it's like, oh, come on, guys. That was too easy. Why did you not do this? Jeez. It's crazy stuff. But yes. And Benjamin, I will absolutely do my best. Thank you for the heads up and warning. Appreciate you. It is too much stuff. It is not just random garbage. It's great stuff out there. Speaking of HasLab, it's the top of the hour. Let's check our progress. Lone Dragon. That's pretty messed up with them canceling my Claw pre-order and then listing them in stock for everyone who didn't pre-order to buy. Are you still able to get yours now? Thank you, Jalen. I did get onto it eventually. How is it 924 already? Jeez. Oh boy. Lawson, Hasbro makes dumb packaging decisions. No window boxes. Had to go back to windows and boxes. Flimsy card stock. Had to do thicker cards. And AI art on packaging. See the pattern? Well, you know, I think the key thing in what you said is they went back. So some companies will make terrible decisions and then just be like, we don't care. We don't see. We're just going to do what we want to do. At least Hasbro's listening to the complaints and going, all right, we'll fix it. No problem. And I think we're seeing with Mattel, they're making their stuff, their windows bigger because they were trying to shrink it down. But people just want to be able to see. I mean, we're in an era where people are swapping stuff out. We need to see clearly if everything's in there. And it is not a thing about the environment. It's just like, we need to make sure what we pay for is actually there. Ski Raider, happy the retro figure is dope. Snowcat figure is dope too. Yeah. But David Thanos didn't make it seem like he loved Flint. Maurice, got notice from Pulse today that my Chewbacca was set to ship date August 5th. Their site still says he and Han are still set for sometime next week. Their site is wild with that stuff. Okay, good deal. Man, Wookiee Sasquatch, the Rancor HasLab was such a failure, and they have never tried it again. And it's annoying because that was a HasLab worthy deal. It's just they gave it such lousy tiers. Now we've seen the Star Wars Vintage Collection have really good tier options, but man, that Rancor stuff was trash. Danny Trejo. Yeah. It, yeah. I would love them to go back and revisit it. Maybe that's a good test subject for their made to order thing. No tiers, just the Rancor, and charge 200 for it. Maybe that could happen. Harry G, I have Ken in my pile of loot too. I'm upset though that Ryu is delayed because I wanted to have them both at the same time so I could have them, posing fighting against each other. Now I've got to take this lone Storm Arena figure and have him battle my Jada Toys figures. Can anybody get into Hasbro Pulse? Oh, you did that at 912. Yes. Wow. So that's all around. That is crazy. 62 to go. Almost there. Do you believe in magic? Lawson, I'd like a water moccasin from Classified. Me too. I feel like it was such a ripoff. And Copperhead, I really love their figure, but I'm like, where's the water moccasin? Because that was another one that was relatively cheap. And, as a little kid, you just take your blue blanket, there's the water, and got Copperhead, the water moccasin, and of course, because it's like a sea vehicle, it's a bathtub vehicle too. So really like to see that get done at some point. Pixelated Pose, it might be time for Hasbro to go build an order for some of these projects like Marvel Legends. Well, I think we're definitely seeing the benefit of that. I mean, Mephisto, it's weird because, he's probably not cheap at $80, but people are not complaining about the price tag. They're like, great, we'll get that figure later. He's coming. I don't have to worry about him funding or attached to something I don't care about, which is why it was a real weird decision to put him in that HasLab in the first place. But yeah, I really think for Marvel Legends, they don't have enough stuff to justify the big, large HasLab offerings anymore. I think Giant Man was the last one. And Giant Man is the tallest of his iterations, so a Goliath figure can be done in that same scale as the X-Men 97 Sentinels. Ditto for Atlas, Black Goliath, any other giant you would throw in the mix there. I mean, Clint Goliath. I mean, they don't need to be taller than Giant Man. So I think there is that route for them to go with them. I think for G.I. Joe and Transformers and Star Wars, at least Vintage Collection, they're doing fine. They don't need it. But the Black Series, I absolutely think this would be a great option for them. Rancor failed. I don't know why they attached the Black Series to Reva's lightsaber, but I mean, they could do some other stuff like vehicles that might be too big for retail. And they could just put that there and get it done that way. Because I feel like the Black Series vehicle collectors like me would love to be able to add more because that snow speeder is legitimately one of my favorite vehicles in my collection. It's so well done. Every time it snows, it's taken out there. And we got the land speeder too. That was cool. Maybe an X-Wing wouldn't work for this model, but that could be something. I feel like that should be a Black Series option, but there's still possibilities, and they should keep exploring these made-to-order deals as well. King Collector, I had the original whale back in the day. That thing was awesome. Classified one would be huge. See, I feel like it doesn't have to be because really what they need to do is just have it so it's like two figures, with enough space in between them. And that's like the width of it. And of course, we have the ring, the rubber ring for the padding, the inflation part. I feel like that doesn't have to be too massive. I mean, our heads were like, oh, the whale's got to be huge. But I mean, like wide enough that you can fit 4 figures, maybe 6 down in the compartment area, our little sled. I mean, because it's not like there's a lot of stuff along the sides of it. It's just the top. So you have your gunners, you have Cutter, and whoever else you want to have next to them. It doesn't have to be that big. Really, it work in the same scale of our Snowcat. Didn't just I don't know. It doesn't have to be massive. Love that whale. Big little collectibles. I work nights. It always seems like whenever I work nights, I get pre-orders delivered right when I leave the house. That's no good. But at least it's dark, so no one should be able to see it. Maurice, if they did Ace and Sky Striker, I'd be obligated to back that one. I had one of that one as a kid, but never got it. It's a great vehicle. Henry G. Sky Striker doesn't have to be in scale. The figures, the vintage vehicles were technically always undersized. Yeah, right. Seems like the Sky Striker and the Dragonfly figures in the Real American Hero line were basically in the same scale anyway. Ski Raider. I can see a Tomahawk, Sky Striker, Night Raven before it dies out. Maybe a Condor or a Cobra Mamba. Let's go for it. Excuse me. The water went completely the wrong way. Lost it. Jeffrey. Something occurred to me about the Cobra Claw. In the comics and the cartoon, artists frequently fudge the size of the claw for convenience. Toy doesn't have that luxury. It is what it is. Yeah, because it was small as it needed to be, and then it was bigger. I think the smaller version makes more sense though, because it's like a jetpack, but not quite. And I think that's what they were going for with the smaller version. What's up, Hustle SM? How are you? Shark 2-seater. I don't want that to be a 2-seater because the canopy opens up, and unless you've got someone who is ready to get wet, they're going to get wet when Deep Six leaves out of it. So, excuse me, I like the fact that it's just for him. Oh, wow. You were able to, did you order from Target? Ski Raider, Retro Snow Job will probably drop next year. Maybe an Iceberg Render before the end of next week. I feel like they could benefit tremendously from one more Yojo August drop where we get a Retro Snow Job announcement, a render of Iceberg. All right, don't forget to back the HasLab Snowcat. I feel like this is the time to press that button. What are we? So like next week would be the 12th, right? That would be the Tuesday. That's when they tend to do these live streams or tape to live. I feel like that could work. And I know we just had the big reveals from Comic-Con, but they've got a HasLab to finish selling us on. Excuse me. Definitely not a fan of McFarlane's Wonder Woman boots. They're not terrible, but yeah, I'm with you. Lawson, I think we'll probably get Lady J tier lease. Yeah. I mean, they do tend to surge near the end, so who knows? I guess it really depends on how far along we are by the end of the day. So it's 9. Oh, let me see here. Same point of where we're at, or did we get some more backers? All right, so now we're at 7,940. So we're getting there, closing in. That's exciting. Jalen, I think the Rattler's great. No regrets. Yeah, man. It's definitely one of those where it's like, yeah, that money would be gone anyway right now. But having that Rattler is amazing. Oh, not all their guns are warped, but yeah, some of them are. We Sasquatch. If we all go by one, let's do it. Man, I feel like that would be. You're right. Exactly right now. If all of us bought an extra one, in some of our cases, funded. Let's stay until midnight to see if it funds. See you later. They might do a push stream Tuesday or Thursday, maybe Wednesday for the Snowcat to push the tiers. Maybe render shown Snow Peeps. That would be great. Hustle SM. Hasbro will push the red button. Snowcat will fund all tiers unlocked. Keep the faith. I'm not doubting it yet. I mean, clearly it's going to fund. Maybe even before the end of the night. But yeah, we've definitely seen some surges where thousands of backers come through on the end, the last count or whatever. So maybe so. Definitely love to see that Flint though. How do you highlight a person's name when you at them? I don't get it. I don't know because if I do stuff, it'll show up to everybody. Yeah, I thought that was the problems. Okay. Could you get Target gift cards and would that solve your problem? Blake, dude, I was thinking about you when I saw that. I can't believe Walmart has a retro J. Jonah Jameson. I thought Jace found me the very last one in the wild at the McFarlane Toys show. Yes. I was really like, that is hilarious because we looked so long for that thing. It was like, look, we found it. Or Jace found it to be more accurate. And it's like, oh, by the way, you didn't have to worry whatsoever. We got plenty of these coming. No worries. You've absolutely worried for nothing. There was no need to panic or worry. I'm just pausing for a second because I'm waiting to see if these pictures will load up to see if I can actually show everybody the fruit of my dear brother's labor there. Let's see. Pop up. No. Pop up now. Oh, just open. Well, let's see if it'll show up here. There we go. I'm wondering if this will actually show up here. Let's see if you all will be able to see this. No, darn it. Because I actually have the picture. I just do this really fast so you all can see how happy our guy Blake Tarpley was to get his J. Jonah Jameson. There he goes. Here's Blake, happy and thrilled with his J. Jonah Jameson, and now anyone can find it. So, yeah, it's just the way it works. So, is there anything that anybody else wants? Let Blake, Jason, I know, and that way everyone will get a shot at it again. Every target in Ohio has 18 Jean Grays and 45 Xaviers. I know, which is crazy because people were panicking about those figures. And I was just pressed because I wanted Jean, but I knew she was going to be around and available just like Professor X. Lawson, third week in a row. I'll mention this. I need that Mezco Hulk stat. Maurice, I think I saw another company has unpainted prototypes of the whole G-Force team. What scale and what price point and what's the articulation like? Right, exactly. What's up, Patrick P? How you doing? I think they thought it was a good idea, but that should just be a basic inclusion with your HasLab. That was not a tier. There you go. Yeah, I mean, absolutely. Oh, gosh, yeah. Because I mean, I wonder if this will make them kind of think, maybe we don't need to go HasLab all the time. I do think the classified series line, Transformers, and Advantage Collection can manage and navigate just fine, but I think there's some other ones. I mean, maybe the Stinger would make them decide we don't need to make so many of these things. But a vamp certainly would be something that people would probably want to see more of. Jamie, I still don't understand why we haven't got a water moccasin yet. Copperhead has been driving that Fortnite boat for years now, exactly. Because I feel like Ollie's was so grateful to Hasbro for putting that Fortnite boat out and not getting us a water moccasin yet. Got shipwreck pilot and yours. I went nuts and got two, so I can go both ways with it. The way the Snowcat is doing figures is the way to go. It's not like the only way to get Flint and Lady J is this HasLab. Making characters exclusive only to HasLab stinks. Yeah. And I've heard a lot of people have that same mindset, which is why when people are going, they should have put Stalker and Iceberg in there. It's like, well, they're not going to do that. We know that already. And I mean, Glinda was thrown in there, but I don't feel like most G.I. Joe fans really upset about not getting a Glinda figure. Like, oh, I'm canceling the line because she's being held hostage by the set. That's not what was going on there. So I think these variants, like we got variants with a Rattler, that's the way for them to go with them. But I don't quite understand why people don't dig it. I mean, we got the Dragonfly, Knife Force, Ripcord. Yeah, we got Knife Force, Ripcord, and Crazy Legs. That's the way to do it with those. Yeah, that throne is insane. They did a great job with them. We need more figures of characters that are giants or can turn into giants. Here. Wookiee Sasquatch build order figures makes so much sense, and I think everyone they've done has met the target. Then they make as many as people want in the Lost of Peg Warmer clearance figures. Let's see. The interesting thing is we don't know what their order target is for them, and maybe it's the same amount. But I think that would be an interesting number to learn from Hasbro. Are they doing basically the same volume as they would for HasLab, or is it like a lower threshold? Do they need 4,000 of those kind of figures instead of 8,000 to get it produced? Curious. G. Okay, gang. Dragon Man display with folded wings or spread out. I guess it depends on your shelf space. He's got to be folded wings for mine. Exactly, Arity. You need the shelf space. And Brew, I'm with you on AI. I am not a fan of AI. Basically anything. You order Kite Man from Target. 7,940 on the HasLab so far. Has that changed since the last time I looked? Let's see. Oh, it's still there. Oh, it's added a whole other backer. So we've got one more added now. Rob D21 Beast, thank you for the $2 super chat, my friend. I regret not collecting NECA Gargoyles, but money is yeah, it's a big one. And thank you for the super chat. Rob AD for the win. Yo, these Big Bad Toy Store sales have been very clutch. They've had some crazy stuff for sale. Lawson, you have a great brother, Jeffrey. He is awesome. It's my guy. David Thanos, I feel if Flint was the first here, it might have funded a while back. I wonder, because I feel like in their thinking, this Lady J's head sculpt is great. It's the best one we've done. And people like the retro one, but don't love the head sculpt. So we've got a better Lady J for you. All you've got to do is get this one. So I think that was one thing where people were like, oh, yeah. And with retro Flint coming out, I guess their thinking is, well, if there's one figure that they miss out on, they probably won't be upset about not getting Flint. Because you can imagine all the people complaining, why are we getting another Flint? We just got the retro one. It's just, yeah, I could hear that right now. That is cool. Yeah, that gets me excited. Benjamin, sure, Xavier and No Boost Gene are easy to find, but not Psylocke and Thanos, and I doubt it on Mystique. We'll see with Mystique. I mean, this Psylocke and Thanos, I feel like we're gonna see them later, like a lot of other things. Maybe not at the stores, but on the website. I mean, it didn't feel like everything is sold out for good. And they've done fine with Xavier and Jean. So until Mystique is hard to find, I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt. So I do have that Walgreens Mystique 2G Brew, but I do want the upgrade because she's got better articulation and a little bit better looking paint job. Eric T, on the bright side, at least we'll be getting a cartoon Lady J eventually. Like we got a Scarlet hinted at by Glinda. I mean, we basically have that version of Lady J, but I would definitely be down for a cartoon Lady J. All right, let's see. How is it? Jesus, time is going by so fast. Dog Avenger. I wish Big Bad Toy Store got the Savage Land 3-pack. I'm tired of Pulse games. Don't want to play anymore. Well, don't be a player anymore either, Doc. But Big Bad Toy Store will tend to also get that stuff out like later. Because I mean, there was some G.I. Joe stuff that they have gotten that was exclusive, quote unquote, to Pulse. I'm trying to see here if I can pull up something that is really a great example of that. I'm looking on their site now. It can't. Frustrating. But we've seen Entertainment Earth and Big Bad Toy Store have gotten these Pulse exclusive sets at some later date where it's like, how is this even possible? So they may get it later. We'll see. That one might not be as likely, but hopefully we'll see it. Hustle SM, Retro Flint, great sculpt. All right. So Doc Avenger says not so great. Hustle SM says it is cool. David Thanos, that's what they were saying about Jean Grey. I've seen like 10 or 12 at your store. Exactly. I mean, it was a mass panic. And I don't try to watch too many other toy tubers videos because I don't want them to influence and kind of direct me in videos. But I saw a lot of thumbnails. It's impossible to get a Jean Grey. She sold out. I was like, but everything they do sells out. I mean, they want you to come to the stores, just like Pulse wants you to go to their retail partners. That's why they have these phony sellouts. Rob, I'm hoping 2-pack Psylocke gets re-released with a Crimson Dawn head on a retro card. Man, that would be awesome. Because, yeah, that would be a really great retro. I feel like she's a safe bet to eventually get a figure. I mean, she was at X-Men 97 for a second, too. So hopefully we'll see that. Because if this is going to be a harder one to get, then they should have plans for it to come back out to us. Andrew Law. I don't see much toy stores in Florida push new figures. Do y'all have a lot of toy stores or are you like specialty shops there? Steve, I am saving yours, but we need to get to it soon. So give me one more second to go through. Retro Robo. The Lady J head swap combo got me thinking about how Hasbro foiled a head swap plan I had. One of the red visor looked for my bat, so I was going to give them the extra one from the Iron Grenadiers. They don't fit? That's weird. Big Bad Twister usually gets a limited amount of HasLab too, but you really have to stick and move. Gotta be a sniper. All right, Jamelin. Thanks for that heads up. What's up, bro? We were giving you shout outs. Hopefully you saw it. Chromium saving yours too. And am I caught up with the chat? I think so. King Collector. Yeah, Big Bad had the HasLab Unicron and Razor Crest. Nice. Pixel Forge. I would go to all the stores all the time. Man, if only it were that easy. All right, now, finally, let's talk about the topic of the night. What figure lines do you regret not picking up? Whoops. Hold on a second. Thank you for the super chat, bro shot. Congratulations on 500 for last week. And you did figure out how to make it work. Thanks, bro. I appreciate you. Jason D for the win. R. Hewlin. Yeah, with the actual ponytail head sculpt. How does Rogue have one and not her? What up, man? Man, it is like they're trying so hard not to give us an authentic Jim Lee look on a Psylocke figure, but absolutely, we need that. What up, retro and Lawson? Typing too fast, bro shot. It's all good. All right. So the actual question for the week. What figure lines do you have in your collection where you're like, why did I start collecting this line? Why do I have this? I should try to sell it and get rid of it. I need the shelf space anyway. Why do I have this? And it could be literally for any reason. You need to get rid of it because you need some money. You need the shelf space. You hate the actual product in hand. Or it's just like, yeah, I thought I was going to dig this, but I don't. So for me, one of those lines is the AW line from Jazz Wares. I don't know where I'm going to put them. I've got so many WWE figures and they keep putting out really good figures. But the AEW ones, I'm kind of burnt out on the product. Like they do occasionally make a cool figure like this new deluxe Will Ospreay. That looks great. The Tony Storm figure looks cool. But I had too many issues with skin tones being off right away. the joints being so floppy and loose, and scale being a suggestion, not a guidebook. I mean, the John Moxley figure is like Andre the Giant to most of these figures. And because I'm not watching and so invested, and like so many of the guys are now in WWE, Phoenix, Pentagon, Ricky Starks, Cody Rhodes, CM Punk. I mean, it's like, why do I have this AEW collection? The guys that I really wanted are back getting elite figures, getting ultimate edition figures. I don't really need them, but yeah, so that's one of mine. And this one's going to be controversial because I really do like the figures, but they have been so surpassed on so many fronts for me that it's like, you're taking a valuable space for your successors. That's the 25th, 30th anniversary line, and there's some really good figures in there. That airtight, awesome. We got a Quinn figure, but so often, because I was really feeling this as I was moving them from one shelf to another, a lot of them don't stand that well, and their hands aren't really designed perfectly to hold their guns. So a lot of them have to have the little small rubber band keeping their guns in place, and the joints feel a little cheap and loose. The main reason why I still have it is because we got so many awesome vehicles. If Classified Series redid those vehicles, I would probably move on from, because they're not the vintage O-ring figures. They're like this, yeah, we're almost as good. We're a little bit better, but it's just there's something a little bit off to them. Like, I don't have a classic great Duke figure. I use the Resolute Duke because the other ones just weren't great. So that one is like, oh man, they're really great vehicles, and I largely have them stacked on the vehicles. But if Classified did them, I would trade them out with a quickness. We'll see. All right, now let me go to the back here, and I'm going to do this. I love being listening because my name is so unusual. The spell checker. Yes, I love the spell check, autocorrect, and fixing it. So let me do this. And all right. Oh man, there's so many more. All right, let me do this. I regret nothing. Life's too short, Jeffrey. It's all good. Let me go here because I have saved a rack with them. Let me start with Lee 86. Got him very first, early with this. First post from 528 today. Black Series easy. Lee 86, if you're still watching this, please let me know why. I'm so curious because I'm loving the Black Series. I kind of dumped them right after the Revenge of the Sith and Obi-Wan came out. Like, this figure's a disgrace. This is terrible likeness. He can't do any of the cool poses from the movie, and that's why I'm so excited about this Revenge of the Sith set. But yeah, like, then they started doing really great figures. Dr. Aphra and her assassin droids. Like, okay, what's happening here? Then we got the Rogue One. We got the Star Wars Rebel figures. It's like, okay, back in. So let me know if you're still watching why you have them. Kind of collecting. I don't regret the Overwatch line. I just wish they would have continued it. Really wanted a Doomfist. Doomfist would have been great. And that was why I had that in the thumbnail. Not that I think the figures are bad, but it's just there's so many great character designs. They could have cranked out. Man, they could still be making Overwatch figures. It is just like, man, it's just enough to get you excited. But then there are so many other ones that are made for great figures too. It's like, it got me all hot and bothered, and now I'm like, boo. Something. Overwatch figures would have been awesome. Oh, with more paint apps. Hasbro really cut corners on those. The sculpts were really nice, and some of the character choices were a little suspect to me too. Wookiee Sasquatch. I'm going with NECA Rob Zombie Monsters figures since they're doing the old school ones now. Okay. Brian P., I hate to say it, but NECA's Gargoyles. I love the show and the figures look good. They just weren't high on my list, and now it looks like it's dead. So I guess I'll sell the 4 I have. Oh, yeah, that's fine if you only have a few. But it seemed like they hit a lot of the main ones. David Thanos. NECA Golden Girls. Luckily, I was able to sell them and got my money back and a little more. Well, thank you for being a friend. Well, Sasquatch. Yeah, that's a good point. Unfinished abandoned lines. In that case, make mine the last G.I. Joe 3.75-inch retro line. Oh, yeah. We got that great Stalker and Grunt and Cobra Trooper, and that was it. And they don't scale right with the other ones either. And the NECA 1/4 movie figures, Ninja Turtle movie figures, because I got 3 in pre-order Raphael from Interzam Era 3 years ago, and it never came. It just fell off my orders, so I guess it's never coming. Maybe not. David Thanos, another regret, AEW. The good thing I got out of that line a while ago, and I'm only buying the Sting figures. Yeah, the Sting figures. Now, Ric Flair one looks really great, too. And I might get the Mercedes Monet, because it looks like they did a good job. They will do an occasional really well-done figure, but then sometimes, like, why is this? Oh, speaking of AEW figures, I went to Ross today, and not too much excitement on that front. I'm not seeing anything cool like some other people are. But if you need an army builder and like a random civilian or a goon for your mob boss or whatever, I've got the, well, mine at least has the AEW Sammy Guevara. There you go. And he's $3.99. So you can't beat that for army builder, just a goon. That's solid. And I think my store had like 5 of them. But the line was too long and I don't need it for that. The Duke. Oh, 13. Anyone mentioned Indiana Jones Adventure Series yet? Very disappointed. It's a very good call. I was like, do I want to do it? No. And I'm glad I didn't get those figures because I would have been really disappointed with those as well. Matt Lepresti, Indiana Jones, they never finished the line. Yes. And they weren't making all the characters that were really essential to it either. Matt, I regret all of them. I don't regret it, but I'm sad that Diamond Select Lord of the Rings fate is sealed. Happy they got the main characters out. Which ones did you want to get that you didn't? Because I had the Toy Biz ones, and I kind of, when they came out, I mean, they weren't doing cutting edge figures. Some of them got highly articulated versions that were very good, but not all of them. So I'm always like, what's a good Lord of the Ring figure line to replace my Toy Biz figures from? All right, Ryan says, can't stay for the rest of the show, but my figure line regret is McFarlane DC. Should have stayed at Adam West and Christopher Reeve Superman. The rest of the juice isn't worth the squeeze. Yeah, they do make it hard. I do like the figures that I do have. And I feel like if Mattel's DC figures are amazing and awesome, I'm going to still keep these. I might phase out some other DC lines, but I think we've gotten enough, from here too. I mean, we got some really good DC figures out of it, but I do understand, and especially if Mattel's figures are really good. Vin Doom, the only line I regret collecting were those, only because they're too fragile and limited articulation. And I wanted those, but you can still get them at any Ollie's near you. Hustle SM, I regret buying Bro Toys Kratos. The thing is a gorgeous brick. Horrible articulation. I feel like that's going to be expensive. How much did you end up paying for that one? Jalen. So I don't really regret collecting any line. I just wish I had less Marvel Legends. Black Series frustrates me at times. Do explain. Which Marvel Legends, or like which ones do you wish you had less of? And what's the frustration with Black Series? Steve! Did some Maso? Maybe that's right. Did Maso. I regret collecting the Super 7 Ultimate Sumbo Joes. The first line was great. Took too long to come out. But then they didn't paint toes. Yes. Yeah. This is the main reason why. Because Wave 2 was Flynn Lady J. And they didn't look right next to the first wave. Crummy! Legends Icon Hulk. One of my regrets. They lost them to agree with you. Eric, I regret the G.I. Joe 3016 scale line, not because I don't like them, but because they're pricey. Yeah, that'll do it too. And especially if they don't do as many as you want either. Crummy. Oh, another one. Figma Deku and Bakugo. I feel like I butchered those names. What was wrong with those guys? Retro Robo. I regret buying the Firefly 112 figures from Funko. The QC was horrible. And figures literally fell apart. Well, that's terrible. Oh, I remember those. They only got 3 of them out, right? Which is also lame. Hank Dave McFarlane. I repent of collecting them. Regret collecting them. But then again, I only have like 10. Can't wait for Mattel to make it right. I hope so. I mean, for all our collections of DC's sake, I hope Mattel does get it right. If they don't, man, people are gonna miss McFarlane. Lone Dragon. I got one for this. The Walmart Retro Joe line from a few years ago. Anyone want to buy 6? His 19 Cobra Troopers and 2 officers. These things are pretty fun though. Andrew Law, Masters of the Universe, Masterverse, all Funko. Really? Why the Masterverse figures? Jeff White, great first name. I regret Super 7 and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles now that they won't be finishing the vintage line. I can't stand when they don't finish the line. It's like, why did you do this to me? Pixel Forge, Dino Riders, Army Men like box set. What was the deal with those? Benjamin Wiseman. Figure lines I regretted I got rid of already, but one of them was Zoids. I sold all my Mattel wrestlers to because I didn't like the feel of their articulation. Interesting. Do you collect the Jazz Warriors ones? Because their articulation can be better at times than some of the Mattel figures. Their quality control is totally different, though. All right, let's see. I think I'm caught up. Jibru. I just kind of pick and choose across storylines, periodically go through my stuff and weed things out using my brother, niece, or friend of mine, end up with my discards, or I sell, trade them. Henry G. Don't worry about popularity. We're watching Lost Figure Files, man. I don't care about what's popular. It's your opinion. This may not be a popular one, but my regret is a NECA cartoon Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle line. I don't really regret collecting it, but it doesn't really make me all warm and fuzzy inside. I mostly collected it because it's a cool line. They do look like they put a lot of work into them, and there's so many figures. Even as somebody on the outside looking at this line, I'm like, wow. If I was really into the cartoon, I would love this line. Roger Robo. I also regret Storm Collectibles Gotcha Man figures since they probably won't be completing that line. I think that is a very safe bet. Rob, I'd be more interested in AEW figures if they scale better with WWE figures. I'm trying to think. Like way back when they first started, thought I did. I didn't think they were too far off with the Mattel figures. Christopher Bose. What's up, Christopher? Wow. Firefly really were that bad figure. They were. And the likenesses weren't as tight as they should have been because it was like, yo, y'all can't charge this much and have such shoddy likenesses. Lone Dragon. Forgot to mention the 6 his 19 troopers and 2 officers are unopened if anyone is interested. Oh, Lou. No regrets. Really? Not even one? Shout out if anybody got that Scotty P reference. Doc Avenger. Super 7 Thundercats. Why? Harry G, I feel like I wouldn't miss it if I sold it. Well, there you go. That's a great one. That was Nosferatu. Oh, funny stuff. Logan 1970. What's up, Logan? I regret getting way too many of those Simpson figures from Playmates. I traded them all at a local vintage toy shop for cool stuff I wanted. Why'd you regret trading them? I'm curious. That is one of mine that I'm like, yeah, I don't see getting rid of those figures. Which one, Snake Eyes? R. Hewlin, spot on with AEW. Cherry pick from day one. Oos, very hit or miss. When they do something good, it's spectacular. I'm starting to regret my Lightning Collection Power Rangers for sure. Really? What's wrong with the Power Rangers? And I'm not even a huge Power Ranger guy, but I love these figures. They're so cool. Roger Robo, that reminds me, the Funko 112 Game of Thrones figures fell apart too. They must have been using a bad factory. I didn't have any quality control issues with them, but I remember a lot of people did. And that's only because it wasn't like you had things where you could pose them against each other. I mean, it's just like, okay, here's a Daenerys figure to walk along the plains. Here's a Ned. Okay, cool. Like they didn't have figures that really mashed up and like fighting against each other kind of deals. But yeah, I'm very delicate with those figures. Lost in. Found a regret. I do regret collecting those modern Star Wars canon retro figures with the soft end features and had the flimsy cards with the horrible, distressing texturing on the card. That's to make it authentic. Maurice, got to go with most McFarlane figures. Why is that for you? Like for me, I don't regret collecting them, but I do wish they cared about scale. Like the Power Girl being taller than Kingdom Come Superman, it's not great. Jamie, I could have done without getting into the Lightning collection. I don't have a ton, but I have more than I care to. I've never even opened some of the random Rangers that I don't really know, which is interesting because I was getting random Rangers that I did not know, and then going to like Power Ranger sites and like, oh, that's a cool backstory. And I need to go on whatever's streaming them and just watch the shows. But of course, I was like, I gotta find more of these figures. Brian, I'm starting to regret Super 7 Thundercats. I like them, but they're just too expensive. I have the main cast, no Snarf, or Snarfer and main villains, but I really want the Lunatics too. They are expensive. Very expensive. Retro Robo. The Super 7 G.I. Joe figures look great and have awesome accessories, but man, are the joints are loose? Those figures are too expensive to have loose joints. Jangwin, I was really impressed with the first few Rangers I bought. I got into the joy of the hunt. I just should have been more selective. And the pricing for them, at least if you got them at Ross, was awesome. Lawson, I only bought a few of those Hasbro Retro Star Wars figures, but after I opened them, I was done. Super disappointing. Indiana Jones figures were also Dogman, stop buying Super 7 Thundercats when they show the price for Wily Kitten, Wily Cat, and Snarf. I was like, this is greedy. I just don't have those three in the tank. It's too expensive. I feel like there's been a decent deal on that Thunder tank. Yinzer Toy Guy, what's going on? I used to be primarily a Transformers guy. I regret pretty much all the Armada, Energon, Cybertron figures I bought have no attention to those stories or designs at all. I got you. Little Dragon, how very dare you? My Golden Girls are hanging on the wall in a place of honor, right next to Stanley and Mr. Miyagi. What about Angela Lansbury? Hank Day. I also regret the Todd superpowers. I only collected 2 waves. Does anyone need them? Do you have Blue Beetle? Because I'll take Blue Beetle. Jeff White. The Indie Adventure series at least came with some great accessories and diorama pieces. That is true. Reggie Robo, I regret buying all of the Last Jedi figures. Like Sasquatch. I regret they didn't finish Indiana Jones line, but I don't regret collecting them. Man, hopefully you start with issue 1. That is one of my favorite books to read and reread. It's like Hama, the characterization is so great. I feel like he's on like a heater right until he starts putting in too many ninjas. But until that point, it's awesome. And there's still some really good stories. It's just it's a little bit too preoccupied with the ninjas at some points. And don't forget, you can keep reading the great Larry Hama's work on G.I. Joe right now. Issue 319 came out on Wednesday. So check it out. It's fun. The Joes actually have a plan across numerous settings that do not work. It's fun watching them react where everything's going terribly. David Thanos, losing almost was a huge loss for Jazz Wares. He killed it with the damn Penta. I'm waiting for the Ultimate Edition that I know is coming. But yeah, that Pentagon figure looks awesome. Oh gosh, I got that astonishing Emma for the team, but I was happy I paid $649 for it and still feel like I overpaid. Wish Marvel Legends. Jalen, I regret Diamond Invincible. I held up for a while. They looked like they were going deep. I am, however, looking forward to the Jada line. Me too. I liked Invincible way too much to get those Diamond figures. What? Oh, Snake Eyes, you were loving those Sonic figures. What happened? Wookie Sasquatch. I regret that the McFarlane Superpower line has 20 Superman and Batman repaints and only like 3 new ones each wave. Maurice, there's a new line of Firefly Funkos either out now or soon to be released. I think they're like 6 or 7-inch Firefly figures. Vintage Bob, what's up? Hey guys, checking in late. What's going on, man? Firefly had Malzo, Walsh. Oh, so they had a bunch more than I thought. Dog Avenger. Would I sell that I brought the first X-Men movie figures put out by Toy Biz? Awful in McFarlane's DC universe. Brian P wants you to be more specific. The Emma Frost from the Chode wave or the ugly one from the Nihilist wave? Both. Crummy. I regret My Hero Academia, Deku, and Baku because I lost interest in the anime, and they're both $80. Have you been able to try to sell them? Jamlin, Joe, I just need to curate my Legend collection better. I have too many characters that I only got for a Build-A-Figure piece. Black Series is fine. It just doesn't consistently excite me like it used to. Yeah, I'm feeling like I could part with a few Marvel Legend figures too, because definitely like there's a few too many Deadpool variants that I don't need. And then there's just some other randoms. Like I stopped collecting MCU figures. Happy about that choice. I have a lot of those figures, so yeah, I got you. Yeah, that was a minute ago. They do need better figures. What do I think of the Hyatt Toys, Jajo? I am all the way in with the 6-inch classified series line, so them making a smaller one, they look fine, but I had no interest in those. Yes, I mean you better. It may take them 100 years to complete G-Force. Jamlin, I'm hot and cold Black Series. Plus, I'm currently a little salty about not getting the event. Oh, I understand. I do feel like that one is going to be one where they release that Obi-Wan and Anakin later, just without those cool fancy bases. So if you don't care about that, unlike some press dudes I know, you'll be all right. Hopefully soon. And maybe I'll check while I'm going to sleep around 3 o'clock and let you know if I see the set going back up. Benjamin. Jeffrey? No, I don't want Jazzware either. I had the Hasbro ones as a kid and the Jack specific as a teenager, though. Mattel's joints bother me because they don't move well, especially the ankles. Do you have the Ultimate Edition figures? They're pretty fun. Vintage Bob. I wouldn't say regrets, but I'm disappointed that my famous cover figures have fabric costumes really and are disintegrating and getting loose so they look bad. And some discoloring, yikes, that's no fun. Retro Robo. I regret any time I'm hyped for a new movie, Superman, and I buy the 2-inch and 5-inch kitty figures because they haven't released full size figures yet. I feel like a plastic man. What's up with no engineer and Hawk Girl? Let's talk about that. No regrets. Pixelated poses. I might end up regretting the Ramen Toy Super Musk. I don't have space for that thing. Nice set. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Super 7 vintage line stop was Playmates forcing them to stop. So Playmates could release their inferior remastered figures without competition. Well, there it goes. Method of Madness. What's up? I have a lot of regrets in terms of investing heavily on early 2000, 2010 era Mattel WWE figures. At least the Jackson ones had great head sculpts that hold up. But oof, that scaling. The scaling is atrocious. Atrocious. Yeah, those Jacks, they were frustrating. That would definitely be one, but I'm glad I sold them off. Oh, I mainly collect Legends, Mutants, and Cherry Pick Classified. Both are fun. There you go. See, you're doing it much smarter. George, for me, it's McFarlane that takes the cake. The posability and the scale for me. Gosh, 55 to go. Take another look here. This is exciting. Apparently, I'm trying to go as long as it takes for this thing to go. But let me see here. Oh man, this is so cool. All right, so we're getting there. It's almost there. Almost there. Art Healing is a generic male body sculpts for the Rangers for me. They do look good together, but I wish the sculpts. That is true. I think it really helps that I have very little like, oh man, they've got to get this right. But I think all together they do look really fun. Maurice, for the McFarlane scaling is minor, but mostly how annoying it is to track down stuff. So, man, yeah, I bet for you it's a real hassle. Matty Boy 2000, what's up? I tried getting McFarlane with the Nightfall Batman, but I really don't like the articulation of these figures, especially the ratcheted ankle joints and lack of leaning forward. I hope the Mattel one comes through, but it's interesting that the Nightfall Batman is one you don't like. Finish Bob, I do regret getting the McFarlane Demon. Yeah, that was lame. That one, I mean, they didn't give us the classic one. Jamlin, Thundercats can be tough. I have just about everyone that I want except I missed Chilla, and I played the waiting game of Snarf. Surprise! I lost that game. How much does he go for now? Lawson, even though Wonder Woman was pretty nice, not perfect with the boots, but nice. Okay, let's make sure. I wouldn't mind a Murder She Wrote movie with Jamie Lee Curtis. Can we get Snoop Dogg to co-star in it though? Hank Day. Oh no, Blue Beetle. He's my figure I need to track down. Reggie Robo. Future me is gonna regret the day the Snowcat arrives and have literally nowhere to put it. Wonder what my lady will say when she sees me walking with it towards the bedroom. King of Light, I got tons of Super 7 figures. The only problem I ever had was Goldar's wings peg and Steelheart's neck peg pops out when changing heads. Okay. I'm glad to hear you're not having too much crazy QC with them. And man, I can't stand when a figure can't stand up. Right, Gene? I'm even less a fan of McFarlane than I'm critical of McFarlane. Whoa. Lawson, I sent you an image of my G.I. Joe #1 issue, Jeff. Just scan it. Nice. Henry G. That Blue Beetle wave was a nightmare. It's one of the reasons I won't regret seeing Todd lose the DC license. He seemed to be more concerned with the perception of sellouts and scarcity rather than selling figures. That is a problem for sure. Lefty, I regret getting into Black Series. It was through that line I learned to pick and choose. Crummy, here's another one. For some reason, my last self thought I needed 2 of both versions of this Figure Arts Thanos. The Infinity War and Endgame one? Yeah, I'm with you, R. Healing, because I'm finding the Mattel figures better to pose nowadays, and especially the Ultimate Edition ones, they're pretty fun. And I don't need stands as often and fishing line to keep them afloat. I can actually get a lot of them actually holding the move on their own. Excuse me. Rick Cage, the very first wave of Classified and Black Series, I regretted so much I sold when they got to that Yoda abomination. 3.75 for life. Wookie Sasquatch, the original Motu 2000, kind of sucky, articulation wise, and the Firefly figures would break when you try to pose them. Jalen, McFarlane Superpowers was fun to collect, but the last wave or 2 have been scarce. It's disappointing, right, Blake? Just as I was getting into it. HoloNet 1. Well, I jumped my Black Series a couple years ago. Well, there you go. Genzu Toy Guy. I also regret most of the MCU figures I have. I love comic figures, but I no longer have room for. Yes, like they keep making so many great comic book figures. Like, all right, MCU, and of course they change the look with every movie. So it's like, HoloNet 1. I got rid of my Super 7 Motu and Thundercats. Did you make out all right when you did that? In tax figures. What's up, Robbie Blue? How are you, my man? Austin, I have yet to regret anything that I've gotten from Ramen Toy. Their stuff is amazing. Ace is killing it on quality. Ace is a great dude. Very good dude. Let's see. I also regret getting into McFarlane DC Multiverse now that I've decided to replace them with Mofex. You think Star Collectibles takes a long time to get figures out there? King Collector. On a side note, Ramen Toys is a great Brave Star figure, and now they got 30 coming out. Both a must have. Now I have to take a look now. Excuse me. Method to Madness, not gonna lie. I hated when I first got into Marvel Legends Spidey figures were scarce, but now they release them in every wave, hence why I get salty every time I see a new Spidey announced. And don't bother. That's for everybody who's coming in late to the line. I mean, you don't want people waiting years and years to get a Spider-Man figure. So I get it. Wookie. Oh, they're so reissuing Obi-Wan and Anakin, just like they did with Darth Maul and Starkiller. Yeah, good point. 25 toys. I regret buying figures from Ollie's and Ross that I only bought because they were cheap. Looking at you, Power Rangers collection. But I'm happy I got those. David Thanos. So I don't want to get out of the MCU line, but the way the Joes are going is forcing me. I grew up with the Joes. MCU came into my life in my 30s. So Joes it is. Yes, sir. Oh, okay. Well, that makes sense, Snake Eyes. I got you. Jamelin. I didn't spend money on them, but I kind of regret all the jacked WWE, TNA, and UFC figures I got when I worked there. So much wasted space, and no one wants them now. Yeah, it's pretty tough now for that. For those. HollandNet 1, Motu Classics. Really? Why is that? Murder She Wrote movie with Helen Mirren. I watched that too. The Jessica Lansbury figure looks great. Brian, I hope they make an ultimate version of JB Fletcher. I don't see these. Oh, wow, that's terrible. That is like really sticking it to your fan base, because it's like you want to have him too. Why make him so expensive? I wonder if they thought that Psylocke and Lilandra wouldn't sell as a 2-pack. But of course, we did get a Destiny and Rogue, so I don't know. HollandNet 1. Yeah, Mattel does DC like Motu Masterverse. It's already going to be superior to McFarlane's. McFarlane inferior. All right. Brian, recent possible regret. I found that Jada Frankenberry figure Ross. Haven't opened them yet because I've heard he and the other Serial Monster figures are prone to breakage. Oh, that's no good. Oh, you weren't able to get Cyborg? That's also not great. I got the Ramen 18 van. It's awesome, but 112 figures won't fit. Ugh. No. David Thanos didn't want to get rid of MCU, especially now that Bob from Thunderbolts is out. George Savory, I wish the Lightning collection didn't die. I was hoping to add Bulk and Skull and Babu and Squat to the collection. Yes. I'm with you. There are a few that I'm like, oh yeah, I wouldn't mind getting those figures. Method to Madness. I don't regret getting all of the MCU figures. These are the few that can double fill in for comic versions, but I did recently sell off all my Guardians Volume 1 and 2 figures. That's a lot on eBay. That's smart. Oh, you took a hit on them. Huh. Man, I wish I'd known you were selling those off. I still need a few of those Motu Classic figures. If I could only collect one toy line ever made, what would it be? This is going to get buried in the thread. So do me a favor, email that to me. But I like that idea. Oh, the Masterverse figures are great. Okay, I've reached the end. Let's see where we are here with our Snowcat. 7,949. Almost there. All right. Well, maybe we'll come back on later. We did it, guys. But for now, I need to go. I need to go get my medicine, all that fun stuff. I saw them one time too, but I didn't like the scale of Wonder Girl. I hated that head sculpt. She looked too mean. And Arsenal looked like he was too tall. And yeah, I regret the way he did his Titans. Jalen, Jeff, Blake, and I were both looking forward to Cyborg and messaging each other about it. The wave went up and Cyborg was gone like instantly. He's the most. See, that's terrible. That is really terrible. Christopher votes. Hello, Jeffrey. May little regret getting the Action Force. Nothing against the figures. They're great, but without Major Cannon backing it up, how will they age for me? Well, I mean, as long as you like your figures, I think you'll be all right. All right, guys. I guess at some point soon, I'll do a We Got the Snowcat funded. Stay tuned for that one. Maybe it'll be tomorrow. Maybe it'll be Saturday. Who knows? Maybe it'll be later on tonight. Wednesday, of course, me, Jeff, and me, Jace, and Chief will be back for Lyle's Movie Files, talking about all the craziness going on in Hollywood. We got to figure out what our next watch along is going to be, too. That should be fun because we haven't done one in a minute. And there's a bunch of stuff on HBO. There's a bunch of stuff on Disney that should be a lot of fun to break down and talk about. Yeah, we go. There we go. We are doing this thing. All right. So until next time, I will see you all soon. And be good to each other because we only got this one life to live. For now, this episode of Lyle's Figure Files has been filed.